What's up, guys? It's your boy, Radical. Now, my workout plans have been a success. More than 300 plus purchases and many more returning customers. You cannot ask for anything else, and people are loving it. The same life-changing and affordable prices still remain. So go to radicallatino.com and change your life today. Hey guys, do you have a product you want more eyes on? Advertise with the Radical Latino Show, where over 10K podcast downloads and the number 25 spot on the 55 All Latin podcast list. You'll want your product heard on everyone's phones and cars. Go to radicallatino.com/contacts and start advertising today.
Playing the Radical Latino Show.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands in the air for New York's very own.
Radical.
Latino is taking you to another level.
I think there's more radicals than Steve-O. Radical Latino, you're buffing it. The radical point of views, I think his views are actually more dangerous.
He knew Spanish. They didn't know he knew Spanish. So they be talking that laga.
Yo! What up, my people? Welcome back to another episode of the Radical Latino Show. It's your boy, Radical. You heard what's going on. I hope everybody's having a great time. I hope everybody's having a great day. Y'all guys are having a great week. My fault that the joint is a little late because right now I'm not in the country right now. I'm definitely in DR. So by the time you guys are listening to this, I'll probably be coming back the next day and having a live stream for y'all. You know what I'm saying? I had to go overseas to handle a couple of things. You feel what I'm saying? But anyway, what's going on with y'all? I hope everything is uppity up and y'all good. You know what I'm saying? Really quick, couple of announcements. Open Wounds is still in development. I'm still doing its thing. You know what I mean? I just took some break. Because of my personal issues or whatever the case is. So definitely don't worry about it. Y'all are going to definitely get y'all documentaries. Just taking some time. You know what I'm saying? Also, Rumble. Go to my channel on Rumble. It's on the description down below. Also, it's on the details section of the podcast. Rumble is a YouTube alternative that's way better than YouTube. You get monetized as a content creator right away. The thing is that Rumble is actually about free speech. So you can basically say whatever the hell you guys want to say. It's not limited the way it is on YouTube. So definitely go to Rumble and subscribe to Radical Latino on Rumble. Let's get Rumble big so we can actually have these free speech platforms that we always talk about, that we're always discussing. You know what I'm saying? So definitely go to Rumble. Check me out there. Go to Rumble, and I'm starting to do live streams on Rumble, and I'm going to start to do exclusive content on Rumble that you can only find on Rumble. So if y'all, really about, taking down white supremacy and also having free speech, definitely go to Rumble. You know what I'm saying? What I'm starting to do with my live streams is, when I have a live stream, and I have people come in and the topic is pretty, spicy, I cut the stream off on YouTube. We go to Rumble, and then we could basically say whatever we want. You know what I'm saying? So definitely go to Rumble. The link is down below. Also, this is another thing that I'm pissed off about YouTube, right? One of my videos got flagged for copyright. It was a video with Judge Joe Brown calling out Tariq Nasheed as a grifter or whatever. So that video is also on Rumble, but also is on YouTube. But it got taken down. I deleted it because I didn't want to strike on my channel. because the person who had that video, which is a grandma, came at me sideways on Twitter, going all crazy. Judge Joe Brown was he was cool. It was a grandma that came at me all crazy or whatnot, and basically told me, we're gonna give you cease and desist and all that other stuff. So I'm like, listen, you could have just told me to take it down. It is what it is. Now I'm gonna be an asshole and I'm gonna re-upload it, but I'm not gonna re-upload the video. I'm gonna re-upload the audio. You know what I'm saying? So she can't take that stuff down. So it is what it is. It's just a little setback. Don't worry about it. It is what it is. So if you guys still want to see that video in its original entirety, go to my Rumble. You know what I mean? Radical Latino, and you'll see all my content right then and there. One thing I do gotta say about Rumble, their IO, the way they have everything structured it's okay, but it's a little weird. You know what I mean? It's a little weird. I understand they don't have the manpower like like YouTube does. I get it, but the more money they get, the more content they get, I believe the more structure they'll end up getting. So definitely huge shout out to Rumble. You know what I'm saying? Now, on our first topic of the day, Megan Hall. For those people who might not know who Megan Hall is a police shorty up in Laverne, Tennessee, right? Who looks average as hell, by the way. She looks average, but apparently in Tennessee, she's like the hottest thing walking out there, right? Because this shorty ended up smashing the whole police department, and she got caught and all that other stuff, blah, 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 blah. I'll let you guys listen to the police article and all that. I'll let y'all listen to the news article. So check this out. Hold on.
And I'm Rory Johnston. Yeah, tonight News Channel 5's Nick Barris shares the very latest developments as this investigation continues.
Several Laverne police officers here are caught up in something of a scandal. Everything from inappropriate sexual conduct, sexual harassment, lying, and word is, that's not the end of it.
Shocked and overall disappointed with our police department and what's happened.
Newly elected Alderman Kara Hobbs says since the story broke on Friday, she's been flooded with constituent calls.
It's been really frustrating from a leadership standpoint to have citizens' questions and concerns regarding this, and I'm learning the details right along with the general public.
Here is what we know. An internal investigative report documents explicit and graphic detail of officers involved in sexual misconduct, some of it happening while on duty and on city property. 5 have been fired: Patrol Officer Megan Hall, Patrol Officer Juan Lugo Perez, Sergeant Lewis Powell, Detective Seneca Shields, and Sergeant Henry Ty McGowan. 3 others have been suspended: K-9 Officer Larry Holliday, Patrol Officer Patrick Magliocco, and Patrol Officer Gavin Schoberl. Hobbs says...
Damn, she did not discriminate. She was throwing that cat around all over the... Yo.
Details of the investigation made public so far have shaken public confidence in the PD.
There's definitely going to be a time period where we're going to have to really emphasize rebuilding the trust of our community. Yeah.
Police Chief Chip Davis issued a statement saying, in part, the actions of a few do not represent the entire department. The situation will be addressed internally, and that counselors are being brought in to help officers. He also says there is sufficient staff remaining to cover all patrol shifts. At this point, these are all internal police department violations, but I did talk to the Rutherford County District Attorney. He says at this point, there's no evidence of criminal activity, but it's something he will be watching very closely.
So this is what ended up happening, right? They found, first of all, to be completely honest, I really don't care if officers are doing their thing. You know what I mean? I could care less as long as y'all catching the bad guys. You know what I mean? But I understand this is like something crazy because they were doing like these little orgy parties while on duty. You know what I'm saying? The messed up part about the craziest part about it is this shorty who look basic as hell, right? Her husband is deciding to stay with her, and I'm scratching my head, and I'm like, what? Why are you deciding? I would have been. First of all, I would have been like. First of all, I would have at least tried to get a deal with some Pinot people. You know what I mean? Would have called up Hollywood, be like, hey yo, you got some connections with some of those adult stars, because I got one out here doing this shit for free while we could be getting paid. You know what I mean? Or she could have only opened up an OF. You know what I mean? Hey, get it at both ends. But this dude wants to just like stay. I would have left. Hell no. You're not gonna have me out here looking stupid. I am good. But Shorty did not discriminate. She was throwing that joint around to whoever caught it. Like it's like in a wedding. You know what I mean? When the bride throws the bouquet, whoever, that's what she was doing. She was throwing the cat around. She was people, whoever got it. You know what I'm saying? It's insane. It's insane. One part of me is like, who cares? People do what they're gonna do. Who cares? But the other part of me is like, okay, I kind of understand. It's kind of embarrassing, the department. I get it. But at the same time, though, that is wild. At the same time, like, hey, yo, that is wild. And the thing is, I'm like, is this what Tennessee has to offer? No lie. Some of those officers were black. Some of those officers were Latino. I'm going to keep it 1,000. Is that the best? Is that the best that Tennessee has to offer? Because I'm going to keep it 1,000. Black dudes and Latinos, we somewhat have like a special preference. Majority of us like some butt. You know what I'm saying? You mean to tell me that this Shorty's a Tennessee 10 and everybody was going crazy for Shorty? Because I understand if you're like locked in one place. Listen, I get it. If you're locked in one place, right, and you keep on seeing that same female like time and time again, and she's the only one there, that 5 is gonna look like an 8. I understand that until you get out in the real world and you're like, whoa, what the hell was I thinking of? I get it. You feel me? I get it. But in the same time, fam, I'm like, yo, is this what Tennessee has to offer though? Like, are you serious? You feel me? But I don't know. Tell me what y'all think. But I said, hey, yo, she was throwing that joint around and the whole department was getting it. I bet you she had like, I bet you she arrested certain dudes, like certain people, and she'd be like, hey, yo, if you slanging and you do this thing right, I could let you off. I bet you she was probably doing that. I don't know. But this looked like a freak. You feel me? She looked like one of them women that never went outside of her little town, and she's been, there's a lot of like pent up, you know what I'm saying, inside her and all that. That's all I'm saying. It looks wild. Tell me what you guys think. Is it okay? Is it not okay? Is people bugging? Am I bugging? I don't know. But anyway, moving on to my next topic. El Chapo's son got caught, and Mexico went to war. Shit's crazy. So, first of all, El Chapo's son this is not the first time he got caught. I believe this is the second time, but this is the first time he actually got caught and he got like extradited, like for real extradited. The thing is that from my understanding, he got extradited. I gotta get some updated news. But the first time they tried to do it, the whole gang, the whole cartel started shooting people up, even civilians, kidnapping people, setting joints on fire, and all that other stuff, to the point where the army got shook and was like, hey, yo, we ain't gonna even try to get them, because the cartel pretty much has everything, on lock over there in Mexico. Let's keep it 1,000. That's pretty much what it is. They got everything on lock in Mexico. It got to the point when the first time it got to the point that they got the major army dudes who was doing this investigation. They went to their family houses and was like, hey, yo, if you do not stop and release this dude, we're gonna kill your family. So it was wild. So the first time it was a bust, nothing happened. He was actually set free and all that other stuff. The thing is, this is the second time. So the cartel thought these same tactics will work. The funny thing is that this time, no Mexican army was a part of this whole thing. To the point where even the Mexican people, the Mexican cartels didn't even know what was happening, right? So they thought the same tactics will work. Set joints on fire, getting civilians and all that other stuff. None of that worked. And they took El Chapo and they did what they did. But this is my thing, and I want to give a huge shout out to some of the Mexican people who was not trying to defend. I'm just saying, I'm gonna give a huge shout out to the cartel first of all, because this is how you defend your people. I want to give a huge shout out to them first. And y'all probably thinking, like, why are you giving a shout out to the cartel? Because this is how you defend your people. If you're the majority in the land and a foreign occupying force is coming to take one of your own, you're gonna do whatever it takes to defend your people. So that's the reason why I'm saying shout out to the Mexican cartel, because they're like, nah, nobody's taking our people. Nobody's gonna take our people and live to tell the tale. You know what I'm saying? This is the reason why I say shout out to them. So don't try to please don't take that, out of for what it is. You know what I mean? But anyway, so that's what I'm saying. Shout out to them, because they're like, nah, we're not gonna let these other people do it. Like, for example, in Africa, when I think Nelson Mandela was in jail, bro. You know how many Africans is out there, bro? Come on, like, you mean to tell me you can't form a small army within a couple of months, go into that jail and take this dude to freedom? Come on now. So this is the reason why I'm saying shout out to them. Now, on the other side, I don't think that the killing and all that other stuff should have happened. You feel me? I don't think it should have happened. I don't even condone it. Also, kidnapping civilians and all that, because let's be honest, the Mexico's tourism, it's not crazy high, but it's a good chunk of Mexico's economy. They don't want to lose that, especially when you got people trying to go to Cancun and stuff. You don't want to lose that. So what you think is gonna happen? You feel me? What you think is gonna happen? They're gonna be like, hey, yo, we have to chill, we have to calm this joint down. So this is what it is. So shout out to them. It is what it is. They got their dude. I mean, they got their dude out of there, and it is what it is. Now, we don't know what their next move is, but whatever the next move is, definitely I'ma keep y'all up to date. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm gonna move on to the main topic of this program. The term Latinx is dying. Now, why am I saying this? Because Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders, is it Arkansas or just Kansas? I don't know. I'm gonna say Arkansas. Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders, within the 4 hours of her inauguration, she signed executive orders to not only to ban Latinx in government forms, but other things that she signed. So I want you guys to listen to this news report real quick, and then I'm gonna come back.
27th, now governor of Arkansas, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, went right into some executive orders. She signed 7 executive orders today. We were there in the governor's press room when she signed those orders. Now, the first executive order would stop government hiring or promotion freeze to make sure that they are reducing the size and scope of government. Second, would prohibit departments and agencies from imposing new government rules and regulations without prior approval.
That second one is pretty good because she's tackling the whole lockdown type of thing. You know what I mean? So that shout out to her for that.
The third executive order asks the inspector general to do a review of existing executive orders and remove those that are not in use. And fourth, looks at what Sanders calls improper use of unemployment benefits of $53 million.
That one is, again, tackling the stimulus checks. Okay.
The fifth executive order, she says, looks at what is being taught in schools. An executive order would make sure that, quote, things like critical race theory, discrimination, and indoctrination has no place in our classroom.
Now, this one might be a little controversial, like critical race theory. I understand that. But she's, I believe, is tackling the indoctrination part of it when they're talking about trans issues and LGBT BS and all that other stuff. So I'm for that. I'm for that. So shout out to her.
The sixth executive order bans TikTok from all government devices, citing problems with communist China. The last executive order eliminates Latinx from state government documents, as she calls it culturally insensitive words. So
okay, so yeah, that's what the Sarah Huckabee Sanders did. Shout out to her. I don't see nothing wrong with that, and especially she's 100% right that it's culturally insensitive. The term Latin. First of all, let me give you guys a brief overview of what Latinx is. First of all, Latinx is just a term to pretty much say who don't want to use Latino or Latina, right? Who don't want to use that, who's non-binary. Basically, these are people who feel like they don't identify with the sex and gender that they're given. They're non-binary, so they got no gender, which is the stupidest thing because I'm like, what you pee out of then? You know, but whatever. It is what it is. So this is what they believe. Okay, great. Now, my issue with Latinx is not the fact that they're calling themselves Latinx. The fact is that nobody in government outside of the Latino community understands what we go through, understand the terms that we use, or understand our community. No one understands our community. So they believe, because of this woke culture, that Latinx is something appropriate to use when in reality it's not. All Latinos do not refer to themselves as Latinx. Let's keep it 1,000. All Latinos do not refer to themselves as Latinx. And this goes a little bit further. Hispanic and Latino, neither. That's not our term. That was something given to us. If we really want to keep it 1,000, Latino, it's really meant for Italians, Spaniards, I believe, Southern Europeans, I believe. But that's what the term Latino is because of the word, because of the Latin roots, and because of Rome taking, being in power and all that other dumb shit. But if we really want to keep it 1,000, now the word Latino was indoctrinated and given to us by a vote of the French and certain Latin American individuals that said we should be calling that area Latin America. So the people there are going to be called Latinos. Makes sense. I get it. I understand it. But at the end of the day, that's not our identity. Nor is Hispanic our identity. This is the thing that happens when we don't know, we are ignorant, and historically we are left out of the conscious, conversation and also social issues. The thing is that we as and the reason why I even use the word Latino, let me just put this out there. It's just a placeholder. So it could be, so we can have a conversation a lot easier. That's all it is. I don't consider myself, in real life, I don't consider myself Latino. I don't see myself as Latino. But on paperwork, yeah, okay. So there's no, I don't have to have a 13-minute dialogue on why I'm not Latino. Fuck it, Latino. When it comes to race, Native and Black, boom. That's it. We're done. Keep it moving, right? So this is what it is. When you are a group of people who's been given an identity constantly by other groups of people who are controlling you, they could come into your community and label you whatever you want. The majority of Latinos, I'm gonna repeat this one more time, are not the ones on TV, are not the ones mainly in the movies, no. Because of those are the Anglo-Hispanics, and Hispanic and Anglo is a very, very, very great term for them. So I'm gonna say this again. The majority of Latinos are Native and Black. That's it. That is it. And when I mean Black, I mean as skin color. You know what I mean? As skin color. I'm not saying that they're Black Americans. I'm not saying none of that because people get fucking butthurt when people even say that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about Black as skin color. And Native as race. A majority of Latino got both. You feel me? They're Native and Black. Like me. Dad, Black Dominican, mom, Native Ecuadorian. You feel me? Afro-Indigenous. There you go. But the thing is, that's what our issue is, because most of our issues are swept under the rug. Most of our issues is not talked about. Most of our issues is ignored. And when our great contributions are being talked about, it gets ignored, gaslit, and even say, "Yeah, we're even a part of this." You know what I'm saying? Like certain times that we've discussed. Oh, y'all wasn't even a part of this. Y'all didn't even invent this, or y'all didn't even help him. You know what I mean? Let's keep it 1,000. That's what it is. So being Latino is something. First of all, it's something very, very, very special, because we come from a group of people that are very beautiful and very powerful. And we do have a great, great, great history that we should not let other people forget. The thing is that we don't allow our voices to get heard because we're so fucking submissive. And this is something that we definitely have to talk about. We're so fucking submissive. And we need to stop. So when this whole term Latinx came around, as a group and collective, we should all have said, no, this is bullshit, and this doesn't represent me and my people. No, this is an LGBT agenda, and this doesn't represent my people. This is what we should have been on from the first place. And shout out to most of the Latin people, because they're the ones that saying, "Hey, yo, this isn't us. We're rejecting this. We're rejecting this." And majority of stats show that Latin people are rejecting it. Now, are you going to have certain individuals who do say Latinx or even Latine or whatever the case is? Yes, you are going to have some individuals, but again, we have that term Latin in there. We shouldn't. We should come out with our own term. I was brainstorming of coming out with Brown Native American, BNA. You know what I mean? But again, it has to catch on. We as a collective have to come together and see what term that we can use to identify us, especially here in America. I'm not talking about outside on our homeland or whatever the case is, because outside of our homeland, we're nationalistic. You know what I'm saying? We're nationalistic. When we're talking about here in America, everything is race-based. So we have to play by the rules, regardless how we don't like it, regardless how BS it sounds, regardless how dumb it is. I understand. The thing is, we have to play by the rules. And part of the rules is everything is racially based. It is what it is. You feel me? It is what it is. So when we here in America as Latin folks, we have to come up with a designated, term for our people. For our people. Before you come to America, you were Guatemalan. Once you cross that imaginary border, you're BNA. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing that we have to come in terms about. And the thing is about the term Latino, it's so open. Literally, white folks who do not care about the plight of Latin folks can come and say, "Oh yeah, I'm Latino. I'm Latino as fuck." You know what I'm saying? And they become the representative for us. So whenever some racist bullshit happens, it's all Latinos who's doing it. And we're like, no, it's actually, the Anglo. What's the Anglo-Hispanic? You know what I'm saying? And gets all muddied and stuff like that. So that's the thing. This is the thing that we have to understand. This is the thing that we have to see. That when we are Latinos, we're captive. We're a captive people. We have to play by the rules of white supremacy. It is what it is. Our homelands are decimated because of that. Because of that. Now we have to come to the plantation of America and we get subjugated even more. So the thing is that we have to come up with our term because they're giving us our term. What's going to be next? What's going to be next that's going to supposedly identify us? And we have to play by the rules. No, we have to come in and say, no, this is what we are, and this is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to that governor, because she's putting the foot down and saying, no, we ain't going to use that. And also, majority of Latinos don't even identify as Latinx. So screw y'all. So I support that. Shout out to her. Shout out to her. Tell me what you guys think. I know it's a short episode. It is what it is. But tell me what you guys think. I'm going to catch y'all later. All right? Peace.